All right, dude, your boy, Shannon Sharpe, out there saying a lot of stuff today. It's getting a lot of 49er fans riled up. But if you haven't seen it, let's check this out. We're going to talk about this.
But is he really an elite quarterback, or is it just the situation he's in?
No, he's not an elite quarterback. He's a product of the system. It's more credit to Kyle Shanahan and what he's done. He's not, you know, and RC, you'll appreciate this. You know, in the biblical term, the devil told God that Job, the reason why he serves you is because you give everything to him. He said if you remove that hedge from around him, he will curse his very maker.
He'll curse you.
He said you can take everything but his life. Took his kid, took his sheep, took all that. Job was still faithful.
Never cursed him.
I'm not so sure that if we remove Debo, we remove Kyle Shanahan, we removed Ayuk, we would still see this Brock Purdy. He's a product of the system. Now, that's not to take away from what he's doing. It's okay for him to be in the MVP discussion and not be Patrick Mahomes or not be Tua or not be an elite quarterback. He still has to go out there and operate. He just doesn't have to do as much as, say, those other guys. If I were to put him in Patrick Mahomes, if I switch places and says, okay, you got to go do what Patrick Mahomes does, or you got to go do what one of these other quarterbacks, I'm not so sure Brock Purdy could do that. But in this system, the ability to run the football with Christian McCaffrey and all the weapons, because all he has to do is just not turn it over. Get it in the Ayuk's hand, get it in Debo's hands, get it in Kittle's hands, and let them do the work. But no, he's not elite. No stretch of the imagination is he elite.
All right, man. Product of the system, not an elite quarterback. What do you think about this man? How do you feel?
First off, come on, Shay, you're my boy, but how are you going to say this take saying Brock Purdy is a product of the system? I understand he has great players around him, but that's not his fault. If anything, it makes it harder on you because you have a lot more pressure, because if you screw up, they're going to put the blame on you because they know these other guys are holding their own. And then, like Jimmy G, for instance, he was solid, but he always lost us those games, and then so the pressure was on him. Brock Purdy's not doing that. He makes sure we win games, if anything. So this comment by Shay, I'm actually surprised too, because he's kind of been a guy who's always backed up quarterbacks without the big names, because obviously a lot of times people go after him because he played with good players like John Elway, or he had like the Ravens defense, so they take credit away from him saying, you weren't that great at the tight end, but he said it like, I know I told Tony Gonzalez, he's like, look, you got a lot of these numbers from no-name quarterbacks before, so I'm surprised he actually came after Brock Purdy. What do you think, man?
Yeah, man, it's piling on, man. I was really shocked, too, because I thought he was for Purdy, you know, because guys like your boy Irvin, he's really been pumping up, like, dude, this guy's for the real deal. But then I guess Shannon Sharpe thinks it's a completely different story and that he's a product of system. If he was on another team, he wouldn't be doing what he did. But the question is, if he's doing all this now, why couldn't guys like Trey Lance do it? Yeah. Why couldn't he do it? Why couldn't Jimmy Garoppolo? Yeah, he was doing good with us, with McCaffrey, but I think we've jumped up like 6-7 points more a game when Brock Purdy came, and he was a rookie last year. So now he's doing even better. So I don't know. We're hearing this a lot, man, from a lot of this national media where he's just a product of the system. I think just right now it seems like it's 49er fans and a few other guys in the media that feel, no, this guy he's playing at elite level, and he is elite. But these other guys, man, they're ripping him right now. I don't say ripping him, but they're basically saying that he's just, he's a normal guy. You put anyone in that system. From Dan Orlowski was saying that the other day too. So I just don't believe him, man. I can't believe that people are still on this. I don't know what it's going to take for him to do. Maybe it's going to take him winning the Super Bowl. Maybe that's what it's going to take. Because even if he wins the MVP, they're all going to still say, oh, well, he had Debo Samuel. He had Brandon Ayuk. He had Christian McCaffrey, all these guys. So, of course, everyone could do it. But we know it since we've been here. The 49ers, it just hasn't happened, man. Nick Mullins pretty much had all these weapons. Yeah. Instead of Christian, he had, what, a Mostert, who's a freaking stud. Beathard, same thing, man. All these weapons. Nothing could happen with him. So, we know it right along that it's not the system. It's this guy, Shanahan's in love with him, man. He's the only quarterback where he's not really chewing them out. Remember, he'd always chew out Jimmy, and chew out Mullins, chew out everybody. But with this guy, he's like, whoa, he doesn't talk a lot of shit because he's doing his thing. And I think he's an elite quarterback. What I've seen, top 10 quarterback. And if you put any other quarterback here, it's not going to work out. It hasn't worked out for us for what, 7 years that Shanahan has been here. So I disagree, man. I can't I don't agree with that take, man.
Yeah, and then what really makes him elite, not even the system, is the times he does have to improvise. He knows almost what to do, like almost if make you see like the play, what's going to happen beforehand.
He throws a ball before they go in the route, like they're turning.
So he's able to improvise, because how many times has it looked like we should have probably had a negative play and he ends up creating a positive play out of it? That's what really makes him elite. So I put him in the elite status. And I'm just surprised Shannon Sharpe went there, especially being a guy who was also a late draft pick too. You think he would be rooting for a guy like Brock Purdy, but it is what it is. Maybe some people higher up trying to be this kind of garbage, because maybe because how much do they usually invest in the draft, saying these guys are going to be this stock pick that's going to change their franchise? And how wrong were they in that draft? Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, who else was there?
Lawrence is doing good. Justin Fields.
Justin Fields kind of been shaky too. But for the most part, then you got a guy like Mr. Irrelevant that comes out the next year and then just takes the league by storm. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, but it is what it is. This is opinion. I'm not gonna go crazy, but it seems like it's happening every day, man, where someone else is taking a shot. But I believe in him, man. I'm glad that he's our quarterback, because I think he's a top 10 quarterback, and I'm comfortable, man. I'm comfortable going to these games like Browns, and where I feel confident we're going to win. With Jimmy Garoppolo, it was hit or miss. Trey Lance, it was hit or miss. Games that we should have won: the Bears last year, Denver last year, Atlanta Falcons last year. Someone like Brock Purdy, I see like, oh, dude, we're going to win, no question. It reminds me of the 90s when Steve Young, those boys would go to town. We play in a crappy-ass team like the Saints. You know you're going to win. Oh, no. You know you're going to win. That's how I feel with Brock Purdy. So I don't care, man. I'm happy.
All right, well, you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think about what Shay said. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See y'all next time.
Peace.